The reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world introduces us to Seika Lamprogue, the protagonist who was once known as the strongest exorcist in the world. Seika's incredible power leads to jealousy among the members of the Imperial court, ultimately resulting in his untimely demise. However, just before his death, Seika casts a spell of rebirth on himself, granting him a second chance at life. Seika awakens in an alternate world, reincarnated as the son of the noble Blaise Lamprogue, named Seika. However, in this new world, he cannot utilize the traditional form of magic prevalent among the people. Despite this setback, Seika discovers that he has retained his exorcist powers and demon servants from his previous life. He decides to keep this fact hidden from his family, hoping to cultivate a happier life by using his cunning and intelligence. Unfortunately, Seika's life is far from ideal. One of his brothers, Gray, constantly bullies him due to his inability to use magic and his status as the son of Blaise's mistress. The other brother, Luft, is kinder to Seika, but he still lacks a true friend in his life. The only person who supports and befriends Seika is Yifa, the family's slave. Seika learns about the Ladonia Magic Academy, a prestigious institution for magic users, and sees it as an opportunity to improve his life. Despite his inability to use the conventional magic of this world, Seika realizes that he can utilize his powers over the 6 elements, water, fire, earth, air, light, and shadow, to simulate magical abilities. With this knowledge, he convinces Blaise to let him study magic at the academy. However, Seika discovers that Yifa possesses the ability to use magic by commanding the spirits of nature. Seeing potential in her, he decides to train her in secret, hoping to help her unlock her true potential. The peaceful atmosphere is disrupted when an elder newt, a dangerous creature, attacks a nearby city. It rampages through the city and eventually makes its way toward the Lamprogue mansion. In front of dozens of witnesses, including Seika's family, Gray cowers in fear. Seika, not revealing his true power, takes matters into his own hands. Seika cleverly uses a poison curse disguised as fire magic to defeat the elder newt, killing the monster and saving everyone. This unexpected display of power leaves the witnesses amazed, unaware of Seika's true capabilities. After Seika impresses his father Blaise with his defeat of the elder newt, he is offered a reward of his choice. Seika seizes the opportunity and requests to attend Ladonia Magic Academy with Yifa. However, Seika's request leads to a dispute within the family, as Gray protests that he was initially supposed to attend Ladonia. Blaise, making a decision, assigns Gray to enlist in the army instead. Meanwhile, Luft, Seika's kind-hearted brother, expresses pride in Seika's abilities and presents him with a pen as a departing gift. The pen holds sentimental value for Seika and serves as a reminder of his brother's support. To settle the matter of the Ladonia attendance, Gray challenges Seika to a duel, believing that his own magical prowess surpasses Seika. However, Seika's cunning nature becomes evident as he reveals that he orchestrated the duel's outcome. Seika had sent one of his demon servants to provoke the elder newt, leading to the monster's attack. By defeating the creature, Seika solidifies his position and easily triumphs over Gray in the duel. As Seika and Yifa prepare to depart for the academy, a significant revelation is unveiled. Blaise recalls that Seika is not his son but rather his nephew, the son of his missing brother Gilbert, who disappeared in demon territory. Blaise had suspected that Seika's mother was a demoness, implying that Seika possesses the potential to become the next demon king. Blaise hopes that the environment at Ladonia will prevent Seika from succumbing to this fate. With the truth revealed, Seika's relationships with his family members and his identity become more complex. Nevertheless, he remains focused on his goals and heads to the academy with Yifa by his side. At the entrance exam of Ladonia Magic Academy, Seika encounters a girl named Amu, a commoner with exceptional magical abilities. Seika is taken aback as Amu bears an uncanny resemblance to his former apprentice from his previous life, who was manipulated by the Imperial court into attempting to kill him. During the practical exam, Seika and Yifa display exceptional magical abilities, outperforming most of the other students. However, Amu surpasses them all, achieving the highest scores in all 4 elements, as well as light and dark magic. Her extraordinary talents lead the instructors to suspect that she may be the next hero. Yifa is disappointed when she discovers that she is expected to live in the girls' dormitory and won't be allowed to serve Seika or enter the boys' dormitory. This limitation puts a strain on their close relationship, as Yifa longs to support Seika in any way she can. Seika's keen observation leads him to discover a dark magic circle on the academy grounds. To monitor its activities, he leaves several talismans near the circle. However, during the opening ceremony, the dark magic circle unexpectedly summons 3 lesser demons, posing a threat to the academy and its students. Seizing the opportunity, Seika slips away from the ceremony to confront the creator of the dark magic circle, a devil named Gallios. With no witnesses present, Seika is able to unleash his exorcist powers freely. He manipulates Gallios into revealing his sinister intention of killing the hero. Seika effortlessly defeats Gallios and feeds him alive to one of his demon servants, Mizuchi the dragon. However, Seika realizes that due to not having all of his previous strength, Mizuchi turns against him and attempts to kill him. Seika manages to seal Mizuchi away again, avoiding his own demise. Meanwhile, Amu arrives and single-handedly eliminates the lesser demons, showcasing her immense power. However, rather than earning admiration, her display of strength instills fear and mistrust among the onlookers. People begin to regard her with apprehension due to her overwhelming abilities. Seika, on the other hand, sees this turn of events as an opportunity. He hopes to stand out less in comparison to Amu by becoming her friend. By associating himself closely with the hero, Seika aims to attract fewer enemies and ensure his own safety. Despite Seika's efforts to establish a friendship with Amu, she remains uninterested in forging any bonds. Their interactions remain distant and strained, leaving Seika feeling frustrated and determined to break through Amu's walls. During a class, Seika and Yifa narrowly avoid being doused in demon blood when their teacher, Cordell, clumsily mishandles a vial. The incident serves as a reminder of the constant dangers they face as exorcists. Later, Seika and Amu inadvertently trigger a magic circle trap, transporting them into a nearby dungeon. Inside, they encounter trolls, and Amu is knocked unconscious during the skirmish. Seika seizes the opportunity and freely summons one of his demon servants, the giant centipede, to eliminate the trolls. With his quick thinking and the aid of his servant, Seika saves the day. When Amu regains consciousness, she expresses gratitude for Seika's assistance, but reveals that she is suffering from a severe headache. Seika recognizes the symptoms as a potentially fatal curse. He skillfully transfers the curse onto one of his talismans, saving Amu's life in the process. The experience deepens their connection, and Amu reveals her unique personality characterized by a lewd sense of humor and a passion for fighting that most people find disturbing. Despite this, Seika assures her that all passions have their uses. As they navigate the dungeon, Seika and Amu confront and defeat the boss, obtaining valuable loot. Seika acquires a mithril sword for Amu, recognizing her prowess in combat, and they discover a magic ring with mysterious properties. After their return to the academy, Seika secretly confronts Cordell and reveals his true identity as a devil's servant, tasked with assassinating Amu using a demon blood curse. Seika uses a substitute talisman to reflect Amu's curse back onto Cordell, resulting in his demise. Seika then presents Yifa with the dungeon ring, confirming that it enhances her control over spirits. This gesture strengthens their bond and reaffirms their trust in each other. Despite Seika's efforts, Amu continues to treat him coldly, opting to become friends with Yifa instead. Seika, Amu, and Yifa have forged a strong bond over the past year, supporting each other and growing closer as friends. Surprisingly, there have been no further attempts to assassinate Amu, which brings a sense of relief to the group. The Academy's principal approaches Seika and requests his participation in the combat tournament in Capital City. Alongside Seika, a new student named Mabel Crane is chosen for the tournament. Amu is disappointed that she wasn't selected, but the principal insists on Seika and Mabel due to an ulterior motive that he keeps to himself. Mabel, known for her provocative nature, deliberately provokes Amu and challenges her to a sword duel. Despite Amu's skills, Mabel emerges victorious, humiliating Amu in front of their peers. Mabel also warns Seika about the dangerous nature of the tournament, revealing that participants frequently die in real combat. As Seika and his companions arrive in Capital City, Seika prepares for his first match in the tournament. He faces off against a mercenary swordsman named Dennis and employs a talisman disguised as wind magic to secure victory. Joining Yifa and Amu in the audience, Seika watches another match unfold between Belen, a student from a different academy, and Kyle, a bodyguard affiliated with the Rugrock Merchants Association. The crowd is horrified as Kyle mercilessly kills Belen, who makes no effort to defend himself. Seika, with his expertise in curses, discerns that Belen had been paralyzed by Kyle's cursed evil eye. The revelation deepens the horror of the situation, as the paralysis alone would have been sufficient to win the match. This leads Seika to suspect that Kyle may be an assassin dispatched by the Merchants Association. Following Mabel's victory in her first match, Seika becomes intrigued when the audience starts referring to her as the hero. This sparks his curiosity, prompting him to delve deeper into the mystery surrounding Mabel's true identity. That night, Seika captures a demon's human spy and employs his psychic demon servant, Satori, to interrogate him. Through the interrogation, Seika learns that the demons believe Mabel to be the hero due to her birth date and distinctive red hair. However, Seika remains confused, knowing that Amu is undoubtedly the true hero. He suspects that Mabel is at the center of a conspiracy aimed at diverting the demon's attention away from Amu by falsely portraying Mabel as the hero. After allowing Satori to consume the spy alive, Seika's suspicions deepen. Meanwhile, Kyle, who continues to win matches with merciless killings, becomes increasingly infamous. The young knight Reincarnates also gains popularity among the audience. Mabel approaches Seika, delivering a stern warning that he must win the tournament at all costs. She insists that he must forfeit if necessary, or else she will be forced to eliminate him in the semi-finals. Seika notices that Kyle, similar to Mabel, utilizes gravity magic in his fights, piquing his interest in the connection between them. Later that night, Mabel launches an attack on Seika in his room, but she fails to succeed in killing him and flees. Seika deduces that Mabel's initial plan was to injure him enough to force him to forfeit the tournament. Mabel confirms his suspicions and reveals a startling truth. Both she and Kyle are slave soldiers who belong to the Merchants Association. The association ordered Mabel to let Kyle kill her during the tournament, making the demons believe that the hero had perished. Simultaneously, this act would showcase Kyle's value as a skilled warrior. Seika learns that Kyle's brain was magically engraved to transform him into the perfect soldier, and killing the hero is his ultimate objective to prove his worth. During their conversation, Seika pieces together another crucial detail. Mabel is Kyle's sister. She had dyed her hair to pose as the hero and protect Kyle from further suffering. However, her true intention is to end her brother's torment by killing him herself. Confronted with this dilemma, Seika realizes that he cannot allow Mabel to carry out her plan. In their match, Seika defeats Mabel, showcasing his strength and resolve. Afterward, he faces Kyle in combat and emerges victorious. In his final moments, Kyle pleads with Seika to seek forgiveness from Mabel on his behalf. However, a curse from the Merchants Association claims Kyle's life as punishment for his failure. Following Kyle's funeral, Seika manages to convince Mabel to attend the academy as a genuine student. Seika sees the opportunity in Mabel's potential and congratulates the principal for her scheme. By ensuring Seika's victory, the principal not only thwarts the merchant's plan to have Kyle, but also gains Mabel, a powerful student, in return. Mabel returns to her original silver hair, but her experience has left her horrified. Seika and Yifa, displaying their unique tutoring methods, push Mabel to catch up to her classmates, despite being a whole year behind. Seika receives a request to look into the strange conduct of the guardian dragon, a creature that has protected Astelia since a past queen aided in raising it. Prince Cecilio, known for his absent-mindedness, becomes infatuated with Yifa and extends an invitation for her to join his kingdom's harem. Seika, respecting Yifa's independence, allows her to make her own decision regarding this rare honor. Upon arriving in Astelia, the dragon attacks their carriage. However, it is quickly driven away by Zekt, an arrogant mage mercenary hired by Cecilio. Seika admonishes Yifa for freezing during the attack, reminding her of her own capabilities in defending herself. In their investigation at Astelia's royal library, Seika discovers that the dragon had previously turned violent when it and its mate had a baby. However, this does not explain its current aggressive behavior, as its mate passed away decades ago. That night, Cecilio summons Yifa to his room, hoping she will accept his advances. However, she firmly declines and seeks solace in Seika's presence, ultimately choosing to sleep in his bed out of fear of being alone. Yifa wrestles with her emotions, torn between her feelings for Seika and the potential benefits and security of joining the harem. Despite her clear affection for Seika, Cecilio, resorting to desperate measures, offers to buy Yifa since she is technically a slave. Seika, resolute in his refusal, stands by Yifa's side, rejecting the prince's proposition. Seika, determined to uncover the truth behind the dragon's aggression, decides to visit the creature's nest himself. Seika discovers that the dragon's violent behavior is a result of it carrying an egg. After the death of its mate, the dragon assumed a female form, leading to the current situation. Blaise reveals to Yifa the true nature of the harem, which is actually a university for young ladies. While one may eventually become queen, most graduates pursue careers in government. This revelation offers Yifa a fresh perspective on her potential future and the possibilities that lie ahead. Seika is given the opportunity to assist in caring for the dragon's egg, deepening his connection to the creature and strengthening their bond. However, Cecilio, driven by his misguided intentions, attempts to force Yifa to sign legal papers, assuming that he can simply pay Seika for her later. Seika intervenes and rescues Yifa, showcasing his unwavering loyalty and protective nature. During their journey, Yifa and Seika join forces to capture Zect, who had attempted to steal the dragon's egg with the intention of selling it. This act of heroism demonstrates their resourcefulness and commitment to safeguarding the dragon and its offspring. As the story progresses, Cecilio, guided by his ambition, decides to have the dragon killed in a misguided attempt to bolster his chances of becoming king. Fed up with Cecilio's foolishness, Seika sternly scolds him, admonishing his mistreatment of Yifa. Surprisingly, Blaise agrees with Seika and offers her apologies to both Seika and Yifa. Overwhelmed by shame, Cecilio relents and spares the dragon's life. In a gesture of goodwill, Blaise gifts Yifa several light spirits that possess healing magic, further enhancing her ability and providing a valuable asset in their journey. Returning to the academy, Seika and Yifa find themselves back amidst their familiar surroundings. However, elsewhere, a team of 5 powerful demons embarks on a mission to finally eliminate the hero. Seika's father requests a meeting with Amu, which immediately raises suspicions in Seika's mind. He is certain that there are political motives behind this sudden encounter. Meanwhile, Gray, a persistent rival, expresses his love for life in the army and demands a rematch with Seika. Amu steps up to duel Gray instead, but Gray manages to win using a clever trick. Gray then introduces Fiona, the holy princess of the kingdom, who captures Seika's attention. Seika becomes increasingly concerned about the political implications of Fiona's presence. Fiona is the daughter of the emperor, and his mistress, the oracle priestess. Strikingly, Fiona bears a resemblance to Seika's deceased wife from his past life, adding an unexpected twist to the story. Surprisingly, Seika's stepmother, who had previously ignored him, asks him to stay in touch, leaving him feeling surprised and confused. Amu questions Seika about his plans after graduation and is taken aback when Seika reveals his intention to go on adventures with her. Meanwhile, Fiona's curiosity about romance leads her to spend the day holding Seika's hand, drawing attention from those around them. However, when an accident nearly befalls Fiona due to falling timber, she is saved by Gray and Amu. Fiona appears somewhat upset that Seika did not come to her aid, raising questions about her feelings toward him. Gray reveals to Seika that Fiona is not merely an innocent princess, but a shrewd politician who has inherited her mother's magical ability to glimpse into the future. Despite being the child of a mistress, Fiona has cunningly maneuvered her way to becoming a potential royal heir, and may one day ascend to the throne as empress. Seika discovers that Fiona is secretly plotting something that involves both Amu and himself, further deepening the web of intrigue surrounding her. Seika, cautious of Fiona's future visions and their potential consequences, initially avoids her. However, he eventually relents and agrees to play chess with Fiona. Despite willingly playing with fewer pieces, Fiona emerges victorious. As her prize, she asks Seika for a future favor. Seika observes Fiona's play style and deduces that she harbors discontent with the current political system. He decides to lend his support to her cause. Meanwhile, a group of demons, including Zor the devil god, Muterev the strongest ogre, Lonai the monster tamer, Piaslaria the evil eye, and Gulganis the devil, defeats a bandit group and consumes their flesh, revealing their true identities. Upon their return to the academy, assassins disguised as bandits launch an attack on the carriages carrying Fiona. However, with Seika's assistance, the assassins are captured alive. Fiona had foreseen the attack and planned to use the confessions of the captured assassins against her political enemies. The assassins await reinforcements, but unbeknownst to them, Fiona has also foreseen their fate, being devoured by the demons. Fiona cryptically asks Seika to remember that, regardless of her actions, she is always on his side. Meanwhile, Zor, one of the demons, harbors regrets about keeping their goal of killing the hero a secret from the rest of the team, realizing that it is likely a suicide mission. Principal elects Seika as student representative to welcome the next first-year students. Seika decides to abandon his fear of drawing attention after dealing with the approaching demons. The demons arrive at the academy to slaughter the hero, but find the academy covered in a confusing red fog. Zor decides to abandon the mission, only for Seika to appear. Zor, who can see people's power, is terrified by Seika, who beheads Muterev. Piaslaria's evil eye is defeated by the demon servant White Snake, whose own evil eye stops her heart. Lonai attempts to tame White Snake but is eaten. Zor reveals Seika bears the title Most Terrible Demon King, hoping Gulganis will escape telling the other demons the prophesied Demon King is an ally of humanity. Zor is obliterated by Seika's fire magic, and Gulganis teleports away but dies when Seika uses a substitution talisman to stab him through the heart. Mabel, who saw everything, promises Seika she will keep it secret. At the ceremony to welcome new students, the Durak Knights of Marquis Greville announce Amu is under arrest for murdering a demon emissary who, at the time of his death, was visiting the academy under diplomatic immunity. Seika advises Amu to submit to temporary imprisonment, understanding that politicians are likely targeting the hero. The principal confirms this suspicion, emphasizing the danger Amu faces. With this knowledge, Seika takes matters into his own hands. Invading the Imperial prison, Seika mercilessly slaughters the soldiers in his path as he searches for Amu. Finding her, Seika reveals a harsh truth. Amu is the hero, and her innocence is irrelevant as her enemies will seek to kill her regardless. Amu, naive and hopeful that her innocence would be proven, is shocked by this revelation. Gray and Fiona make their appearance, admitting to their involvement in the plot to kill Amu. They explain that the delicate balance between humans and demons is currently in a stalemate, and the existence of a hero could potentially restart the war. Therefore, they believe it is better for Amu to die. However, due to Seika's protection, Amu has not yet unlocked her hero abilities. Fiona offers a compromise. She suggests that they return to the academy, where Amu's hero abilities can be stripped away, ensuring the safety of both humans and demons. Seika realizes that this was Fiona's clever plan all along. She never intended for Amu to be killed and had orchestrated this situation to safeguard her. However, Seika, driven by his desire to protect Amu, makes a different decision. He resolves to leave the academy and embark on a journey far away. Amu, though filled with regret about not returning to the academy, looks forward to starting their careers as adventurers. In a revealing moment, Fiona engages in a conversation with an entity hiding in her shadow. It becomes clear that she is aware of Seika's true identity as the Demon King and understands that he is willing to sacrifice his life to protect the hero. Additionally, Fiona arranges for Yifa and Mabel to join Seika and Amu, forming a formidable team as they set out on their adventurous path.